All right, hello and welcome. So this is my patch update and review video for 1.17.7. We're going to go through the patch notes. I will give an overview on what I think we'll see for changes in comps and just my thoughts on the patch. So here we go. So we had a TPI stat fix. Stats for TPI were at 25% instead of the 40%. So apparently that never got the full update that was supposed to a while ago. I'm not sure how long this was going on for. I don't think anyone really noticed it. But for one, this could change things a lot. Because if we weren't seeing the full power of Illuvius before, and now we got a 40%, we got a 40% instead of 25%. I do think that new players are going to have a very, very hard time now. Those TPIs matter so much more than they did before. I even thought they were strong before, but now it's just going to be crazy. But we'll see what happens. We just have to play and find out and see how things look. Now we'll go into the balance adjustments. Dash Rake and Ombre, they've gotten a little bit changes to Rake and Umber. Mostly the health. That's seeing, I'd say, one of the bigger adjustments there. Although Umber has quite a bit more attack damage. Then we have the Alkaline. The energy cost has gone down. Are gone up, so it's going to cost more for energy, so you're not going to see their Omega as spammy as before. Might affect it a little bit. Definitely if you see some changes, but it's only 20 out of 200, so they were getting it pretty quickly before. Then we have the Beetle line, mostly Titanar. He got a nerf to his Omega, a pretty sizable nerf. And then a small buff to his health. Don't think we're going to see too much of a change there, but maybe we will. Rogues, they got a buff. So, not much more I can say about that. It's going to just be they got a buff, and yeah. And then we got a nerf to the 4 nature. I don't understand why we got this. We needed a nerf to the 6 nature, not the 4. The 4 nature was just fine. There was no problem with 4 nature. The 3% at 6 nature, that's what really hit us. We needed that to get the nerf, not that. Hopefully, yeah, I can't really say too much about that. Empaths, we got a slight nerf there. Yeah, that didn't really need much of a nerf there either, I don't think. But all right. Then we got Spore. Spore was really not used at all. We see a very small 1% buff across the board for it. We'll see what happens. Maybe it will be used more often. I don't know. But we saw a sizable buff to Shock. Shock might be showing up a bit more in this patch. I mean, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a Shock user, but maybe we'll be seeing it quite a bit more. I don't know. Invoker, that got a small buff. Invokers are starting to slowly make a comeback. They're hard to use because rogues are so powerful, along with fighters being able to rip through defenses pretty well. The main thing with fighters is they don't have the health to keep going too much, so they can get taken out pretty quickly. Fighters needed a buff. They didn't get that. But Invokers got a little bit stronger, so we'll see what happens. Tsunami, I'm all for the buff. I love Tsunami. It did not need a buff, though. Tsunami was in a good place. It was not too strong. It was not too weak. It was decent. It's that there was other stuff that countered it pretty easily. But yeah, so we got a buff to Tsunami. It might see a bit more play now. We'll see what happens there. Vanguard got a buff. So I'm already seeing that some people are starting to bring back rogues and Vanguard. We did not need a buff in there. It was in a good place, but I think we probably are definitely going to see a comeback for rogues and Vanguard. Now, Aegis got a nerf. I don't understand that one. I did not see too many people using Aegis. I did not see it as overpowered as Sod in a good place. That was one of my main comps. I'm annoyed with that one. We didn't need to nerf that one, but someone thought we did. And then we got Mystic here. Um, that one got a bit of a nerf, pretty sizable for 4 Mystic, um, and a decent one for 3. So yeah, Mystic got tuned down a bit. It was pretty good before. It was pretty strong. We'll see if that tunes it in. But I think that's gonna basically make it hardly played anymore. But we'll see what happens there. Harbinger, my other comp, that one got another nerf. So yeah, Harbinger got nerfed. Less Omega power. I also did not. I mean, I did see it being played a decent amount still. Not too much, but a decent amount still. But my overall view on this is we have a arena um, balance review going on and feedback ideas in the Discord. A lot of us gave our input on different things that they could improve or nerf, buff, whatever. All the different stuff they could change. A lot of people gave their input in there. It looks like they took nothing from that input for this patch. I'm not sure where they got this all from, if they got it from their own statistics that they're seeing somewhere, but 90% of these changes were not needed. They changed stuff that didn't need to be changed, and they did not change stuff that really desperately needed a change. Fire, that needs a nerf. It's way too easy to get for how strong it is. Polar Bear, it is getting way too much healing from its Omega. Nature, 3. That's way too much healing for 6 Nature. It should be a 2.5. I think we could step it down to 2.5 and test it from there. We did not see that at all. It's still at 3. Instead, they nerfed 4 Nature, which made no sense. 1.75, that's not that big. You don't notice too much of a healing amount from the 1.75. 3 is a huge jump from 4 to 6. And you think about it, there's a big jump here, small jump here, small jump here. We could even it out a little bit by just lowering this down a little bit. But I don't know. There's that one. We told them not to buff rogues, but they did that anyways. Rogues were in a good place, but I think we might see a comeback there. There's just so much stuff there. And actually, I will bring that up real quick here. Silent, honestly, I think has one of the best overviews on stuff we should have done. Let me see if I can get a good lineup here. That's not showing up properly there. Let me see if I can just get it on here. Sorry for the mess up in this here. Let's do that, and then 1 second. Should have prepared this ahead of time, but I didn't. There we go. We got that. You'll save that. And we'll just bring it into here. Let's see if that worked. Oh, that worked. That worked good enough. All right. So we see over here. This is what Silent put up for changes. Everything, or at least almost everything here, would have been great to have if the devs just looked at this. It would have been great fixes. I don't know what they're looking at, but we gave all these ideas here. That's Silence. Here's mine up here. So many different changes we could have added in this. Great discussions going on here. But yeah, so just showing that off. Those are just the ideas I have there. And that's just where I think where this patch is looking at right now. So yeah, hopefully we see some good changes. Hopefully this doesn't break the game right now. That's just my view of how things are going to go right now. But all I can say is good luck with the rogues out there. Looks like they might come back. Or maybe we'll see something else that comes out of this. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.